Disruption really is the big bad wolf in business today. In terms of the work that you're doing fundamentally, it is this iterative phase of disruption as we see these new trends take hold.
When brands like Google and Microsoft want to understand what's next in tech, media, or AI, they call Mitch Joel. A visionary speaker, best-selling author, and co-founder of Thinkers One, Mitch helps organizations to code the future and drive innovation. With decades of tech and media leadership, he reveals the opportunities ahead and how to turn them into real advantage.
One of the challenges that most businesses face today is the fact that we have this sort of new big bad wolf in the world called disruption. And what's interesting about disruption is I've spent a lot of my days and nights thinking about disruption. In fact, I do 40 to 60 events like this every single year. And I think the challenge for a lot of people, perhaps not in the technology sphere like we are, is to look at this and think things like, I'm getting too old for this, things are moving too fast, I'm getting confused by all it, how do you stay up to speed on all of these things? And to me, that falls into the destructive mindset. And so what I really want you to do primarily in the work that you're going to have is really just understand that your role is to understand that disruption is a tremendous opportunity when it comes to technology. And when I talk about AI, I'm somebody who's been in that space for 15 plus years, but we had a moment, and the moment changes everything. I'm going to show you that this is a magic trick. When I'm showing it to you, it will look like magic. So I fire open ChatGPT and I go in and I say, I want you to act like a marketing industry analyst and writer with an expertise in chief marketing officers and their role in both digital transformation and the future of marketing. Can you do this? How did it do out of the gates? So I then said to it, great, what are the top 10 issues facing CMOs today? I want you to answer in bullet point form and discuss and focus on CMOs in the B2B industry who are working for a multinational brand with an average revenue of about $150 million. Tell me how we're doing as it goes. And I didn't speed up the video. This is just, it's spitting out things. I mean, candidly, I looked at this and thought, I've got some great ideas for blog posts and podcasts coming up now, because there's some really good stuff in here that if asked off the cuff, I don't know that I would be able to pull out of my hat. I'm using this to become a better marketing executive. So when I'm opening it up, I'm thinking, how can I get better at whatever my task is? And I think research first. I'm not looking for facts. I can find out whether it's true or not. I want better research. So now I'm thinking, okay, let's think in terms of questions, not answers. I don't want it to give me answers. I just want it to help me have better questions. So what would be a logical thing? Good title, very generic article. What would be the next smart thing to do if you were trying to think really intelligently about providing value down the chain? The next smart thing to do is to say to it, that's really good, but what if you act like a media theorist with this expertise? Can you create 5 opposing arguments of why what was written was either wrong or misleading? Smart, right? Because now we're getting into it. Now I know that, let's say you're going to do an interview next week about your products and services. You got to be careful, make sure you can use these tools. Now what I'm doing is I'm broadening my research capabilities. So I'm able to look at things like, maybe I'm overlooking the importance of the experience, maybe I'm neglecting the resource implications, maybe, as Carrie was mentioning before, my data isn't that great. So what do I do now? How do I perceive and push that out? So that's another thought. It's about it being more helpful to me. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.